Good morning, Cowboys. My name is Mrs. Meshcott, and I am the Canyon News Network teacher and video production teacher here at Canyon. This week is Teacher Appreciation Week, and with that in mind, us teachers are taking over CanyonNews2U. Coming up on today's show, we're going to be looking at some of our favorite streaming platforms and some new additions they have for us. We're going to be highlighting some of our local Santa Clarita headlines, and we are going to be taking a look inside our own teachers' lives to see how we're dealing and coping with distance teaching. All that and more coming up on today's show. Today is Monday, May 4th, and Canyon News Network starts right now.
Welcome back, Cowboys. I'm Mr. Davis. I love exploring science here at Canyon High School with my students on a daily basis. Although this has been a time of great change and challenge for you as students, you should know that you are not alone. With the coronavirus pandemic closing schools across the nation, teachers have had to adapt to new challenges that come with distance learning. Here are some of our fantastic teachers and staff here at Canyon High School with more on how school closures have affected their daily lives.
Hey Canyon, it's Mr. McCann here to share a few ways that this has impacted my life.
I'm Mrs. Caswell. I teach choir at Canyon. The school closure has brought a lot of really positive changes into my life.
Hey Canyon, it's Mr. Williams here to share some ways that this time period's impacted my life.
Hi everybody, it's Mr. Miller, the theater teacher on campus. Wishing all of you the best.
Hello Cowboys, welcome to Mrs. Hanks' COVID-19 classroom.
Personally, being an art teacher, it's a hands-on medium. It's really frustrating not to be able to see daily student progress, offer suggestions, demonstrate techniques to students. Being stuck in front of the computer doing all of that, I've got to find times to walk away. I've been spending a lot more time with my son. Things like swimming, riding a bike, learning his ABCs has been really positive. And then trying to build in some time for myself, get some exercise, go for a run, create some of my own artwork. That can be therapeutic as well. So I hope you guys are all finding positive ways to use the time that we have here, even though it wasn't what we chose to do in the first place.
And so, because I'm so used to working with scenes or monologues in class, being, connecting with each other through in-person work, it has been different. And so I decided to set up one-on-one coachings with students. And so for many of the classes, students are meeting with me one-on-one. We're doing coaching on monologues or a song, and we're, breaking down the work and the text and the music. That way, we're still learning and working through things that we would have, possibly have been doing in class. So that's how I have modified my instruction.
This classroom is from about 8 or 9 in the morning until 11 or 12 at night, because that's what my average work day is looking like now. The reason for that is I'm trying to answer a million emails that I get every day, create engaging lessons for my students, and dealing with my 5th and 7th grader. Homeschooling them is quite the adventure, all while dealing with interruptions and dogs and cooking them meals and all of that. So, it's a lot of fun over here, but a little bit chaotic, as you can hear. And that's about it. Hope you guys are enjoying your time. Looks like I gotta go.
As a history teacher, distance learning is frustrating because we're not in the classroom and have conversations and to joke around with each other. Instead, I'm anchored to my computer, grading and designing lessons all day. It's hard to not have real conversations with students about their work. I also miss seeing your faces and giving you guys high fives and seeing you all around campus. Personally and professionally, I couldn't be more busy. I'm working on a master's degree in education remotely, hanging out with my cats and taking this time to catch up on television shows, video games, and books that I haven't had time for these last few years. I'm currently reading The Plague by Albert Camus, a novel about an outbreak of the bubonic plague and how it changes the community of a North African town. I highly recommend it for reading during this time period as it shares insights into human nature during times like these. I'm also finally getting around to playing Fallout 4, which I bought years ago. I hope you all are finding ways to stay productive, healthy, and safe during these trying times.
I have a 13-month-old son at home, so the extra time that I get to spend with him has been so incredible. Almost like a second maternity leave. So just like such a gift at this wonderful time in his life to be able to be around more. I also am trying to use this time to focus on myself with better nutrition and exercise. We've been cooking a lot at home, and hope you use this time to bring some positive changes into your life.
But I do look forward to being back in the classroom again, and definitely miss seeing my students and seeing everybody on campus. So wishing you all the best. Bye.
Good luck and stay safe, Canyon. I'll see you soon.
Hey guys, I'm Mrs. Nesbitt and I teach English 9 and 11 at Canyon. So there's no doubt that online distance learning has been a huge adjustment for all of us. However, school isn't the only thing that's changed amidst quarantine. Sporting across the world, internationally, nationally, has completely come to a standstill, and yet some countries are trying to do the best to make the most of the situation. Here's Marc with more.
Hey Cowboys, Marc Monroy here with this week's sports update. As we know, many sports have been put on standstill for the past 2 months, and many people have questioned on whether or not we will see the resumptions of the major sports leagues here in the U.S. As of now, there has been no clear evidence as to when we will see a decision made of our favorite leagues. But however, there has been talks about the resumption or cancellation in the European football leagues. The Dutch Eredivisie and the French Ligue 1 have made its decision to cancel its season. The Ligue 1 have decided to crown PSG the league title, as in the Eredivisie they have voided the season and will have no champion. This is the first time this has happened since World War II. On the bright side, there is confirmation on the resumption of the Italian Serie A, German Bundesliga, and Spanish La Liga. There has been confirmation on players returning to training around early May, which will lead to resumption to around late May to early June. Now for the big one, the English Premier League. There has been confirmation that the English FA has said that they want to finish out the remaining 8 games of the season, but there is still no real confirmation on the resumption. Although there has been no clear decisions made on sports here in the States, there is still a way to get a weekly dose of sports in your life. The Last Dance. It's a 2020 American sports documentary miniseries focusing on the 1997-98 Chicago Bulls. The series features film from a crew that had an all-access pass to the Bulls during the National Basketball Association's season. This series talks about the highs and lows of the Bulls team en route to its 6th NBA title in franchise history.
Thank you, Marc. I, for one, cannot wait for sports to be back. Cowboys, this is Senor Herrings, your Spanish teacher and ASB advisor. I hope you're all safe and healthy in your homes. While being home can be boring and monotonous, advances in technology can help us fight that boredom on a daily basis. Here's Warren with new developments in the world of entertainment.
Hey Cowboys, and welcome to this special edition of What to Watch. Today's a very important day for many Star Wars fans across the world, including myself. If you haven't caught on yet, it's May the 4th, or Star Wars Day. To celebrate the franchise, here's some films and TV shows to watch.
The Jedi and the Republic.
If you have been streaming The Clone Wars, don't forget today is the series finale. After a 12-year run, 7 seasons, and over 100 episodes, the show finally reaches its long-awaited conclusion. For all the fans of last year's Mandalorian, you may be interested to see what happens behind the scenes. The first episode of the documentary series, Disney Gallery, will reveal many of the show's secrets and show how it was made. It will be hosted by Jon Favreau to feature interviews, unreleased footage, and conversations with the cast and crew. Finally, the 9th episode of the Star Wars series, Rise of Skywalker, is now available to watch on Disney+. The film stars Adam Driver, Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, and Oscar Isaac, and is directed by J.J. Abrams. You can now watch all 9 films of the Skywalker saga on the streaming service.
It's all true.
Well, that's all for today's edition of What to Watch. I'm Warren Lopez, and may the Force be with you.
Thanks, Warren. Hey, Cowboys, I'm Miss Cooper. I teach economics and sometimes U.S. history, and I'm also the senior class advisor. Although COVID-19 has dominated our national and international news, Canyon News Network is here. They're going to talk about all the trending things going on in Santa Clarita, so let's go see what's happening in Santa Clarita. Bye!
Good morning, Cowboys. I'm Brandon Boldroff here to give you some SCV news. First up, due to the coronavirus pandemic, the Valencia Ice Station was forced to shut down due to the amount of business they would be losing. However, residents from across the Santa Clarita Valley rallied up on April 26 to fight to keep their local ice station open by making posters and decorating their cars. For more information about how to save the Valencia Ice Station, visit SaveTheRink.com. In other news, the amount of coronavirus cases in Santa Clarita rose to 438 cases, making it 43,464 cases in California as of Tuesday, April 28th. With the summer coming up, it is important to remember to follow the stay-at-home orders and not go to beaches or public pools in order to help contain the coronavirus. Finally, in spirits of Earth Day, on April 24th, the Santa Clarita City Council planted a new crepe myrtle tree at Central Park, giving the Santa Clarita Valley the name Tree City USA for the 30th consecutive year. Well, that's all from me, Cowboys. Now back to you guys.
Hi kiddos, I'm Miss Hargrave and I teach art at Canyon. And here I am, live from my kitchen. Even though there's a lot going on in the world today, there's always a brighter side to things. Springtime seemed to have lasted an entire 48 hours. Ooh, ooh! And now we're experiencing some summertime highs. But I hope have you feeling fine. Here's Nicole with this week's weather forecast.
Good morning, Cowboys. I'm Nicole and I'm here with this week's weather forecast. As summer is only a few months away, the hot weather is finally starting to peek through. Today will be a high of 86 degrees with a low of 59. Tomorrow will be sunny with a high of 91 and a low of 61 degrees. Wednesday with a high of 92 and a low of 64. Thursday being the hottest day of the week will have a high of 94 and a low of 64 degrees. Friday will be mostly sunny with a high of 91 and a low of 64. Finally, Saturday and Sunday will be in the high 80s, with both days with a high of 88 and a low of 61 degrees. Well, that's all for me in this week's weather forecast. Have a great week, Cowboys. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Nicole, and thank you to all of my fellow teachers and hosts that helped make this episode of Canyon News to You possible. I know I can speak for all of the teachers and staff here at Canyon when I say we miss you guys so much. We wish we could be with you in person, and we hope to see you guys soon. To my resilient class of 2020, please help us make this virtual graduation the best it possibly can be. Continue to check that senior class website. It's available in our Instagram bio as well as on the Canyon High School website. Please send us your parent shout outs, your family shout outs, send us your favorite memories here at Canyon so that we can make this virtual graduation as best as we can and also plan for that in-person graduation as soon as it's safe to do so. Stay safe, Cowboys, and may the 4th be with you.